Yo, 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 it is your boy, Adam Coe. Basketball's back. College basketball is back today. Watched a little basketball this morning. The Longhorns play in about 45 minutes. So I was thinking, haven't made a video in a while. I was mainly doing the San Francisco Giants, which had a lot of fun with that. And after that season ended, I stopped making videos. And, there wasn't much sports besides the 49ers. I did one video early on, but then I kind of, was busy with work and everything. So felt like this is the right time. Make a quick video about the Longhorns, which a team that, we live right here in right outside Austin, Texas, and Longhorn basketball, all the sports, honestly, football are all big. And I'm really high on this team this year, along with a lot of these players. So I want to talk about it real quick before I start watching the game tonight, which they play Texas Rio Grande Valley University, a smaller school here in Texas. So we'll see how it goes tonight. They tips off at 7 o'clock my time. I just want to talk about the players, some of the players, some of the players I see this year having a great year. Obviously, they had a great year last year, starting off before COVID hit. They started 9-1 to start the year. Some weaker opponents to start, but they played pretty well in all those games. They struggled a little bit mid-year against conference Big 12 competition, but they finished out strong, and they were just going to be on the tip of making the March Madness, which obviously didn't happen last year with COVID. So looking to turn things around this year and start strong. So tonight's the night. We'll go through the roster real quick. Gerald Liddell, first guy. Injuries were a problem with him last year. A guy that came in a couple years ago. He's a junior this year, but he came in and his first year and had high hopes. Hasn't turned out how he wanted it, but hopefully this is the year. A forward, 6'8", has the body, has the tools, but hopefully this year he could put it all together. I don't know if he's going to play big minutes with. I'll talk about many of these other players, especially in the forward position. It's a lot of competition there. So I don't know how much he'll play, but he has the talent. Going forward, Andrew Jones, one of my favorite players on the team. I don't know how you can't not like this guy. Fought through leukemia. We all know that story. And he's just a straight shooter. He reminds me a lot of Lou Williams. Last year, came off the bench, six man, and he could shoot. He's a scorer. Not the biggest guy, not the strongest guy. He's really skinny, but man, he's getting his strength back, and he's excited to play. It was exciting to watch. So, will be interesting to see if he comes off the bench again. I know he's really good in that role, but he could also be a shooting guard starter. So we'll see how that goes. Going forward, Matt Coleman, the third. He's our point guard. He's our guy. Not the biggest guy, really short, but he's quick. Lefty, has a really good shot. Knows how to get people involved in the offense and knows how to control the offense. And he knows that Texas Longhorn offense better than anybody on that team, probably better than Shaka Smart. So Matt Coleman, excited to have him back again this year. Courtney Ramey going forward, another shooter. He is a shooter. He's either really hot or he's not. That was last year's problem with him, and hopefully he could be a little more consistent because I know he can shoot. He's athletic. He's strong for his height. But he's a shooter. We need him to shoot. That's one of the guys. If he can continue to make 2 or 3 threes a game, we're going to be in a lot of games. The next guy on the roster, probably the most anticipated freshman that the Longhorns have had in quite some time, Greg Brown, right out of Vandergrift High School here in Austin, Texas, 6'9". I mean, this kid is a freshman, but he doesn't look that way. I'm really excited to watch him play tonight. A guy that, I don't see him being here in Texas very long. He'll be in the NBA very shortly, and that's okay. That is okay with me. It's very exciting that he even chose to be a Longhorn. He had many other options with COVID. He could have been to the G League. He could have played overseas, but he chose to be a Longhorn, and I think he made the right decision. So hopefully he could pan out and be the guy that we know he could be. Let's see. Going forward, we have Royce Ham, a guy that he's a senior this year. Didn't get much playing time. He was playing behind Jericho Sims and other guys, Jackson Hayes in the past. Didn't get much playing time, but last year with how many injuries we had, the Longhorns had in the starting rotation, and even with they were at some points playing with 8 guys. So it was tough. And Royce Ham got a lot of playing time. So it was good to see. He's a strong guy, big guy, 6'9". He's like more of a power forward, but he was playing center for us because we needed him to. And he's really athletic. He was a lot of good dunks and a lot of good blocks and dunks. So he's very athletic. Excited to see what he could do. He'll be a backup for sure, but knowing that you have him to have a little depth is very exciting. The next guy is Donovan Williams, a sophomore this year. He was a freshman last year, obviously, and he showed it. He was very off and on with his shot, but his athleticism is there. His athleticism is a 6'6", athletic, long guy, a guard, shooting guard, and hopefully that, being a sophomore, a little more relaxed now. He's not a freshman. Hopefully he could turn things around and have a huge season for the Longhorns. Another guy here going forward who I think could have a really good season is Jace Fabriz. I think that's how you say the last name, Fabriz. 6'5" guard. He could shoot it as well. He got injured. I actually went to the game last year where he got injured. It was a tough one. It was a leg injury, and it was tough to see him go down, but I know he'll be back stronger this year, and I expect big things. He can shoot it. Okay. Next guy going forward, Jericho Sims. This guy right here is, I'm going to make a big prediction about this guy. Big, bold prediction. Saw him last year, saw him the year before. Didn't get much playing time behind the other centers, Jackson Hayes and all them. But Texas Longhorns know how to build centers, power forwards. You see it in the NBA. They still have a bunch of guys in the NBA. LaMarcus Aldridge, Miles Turner, Jackson Hayes, Mo Bamba. Who am I missing? Jared Allen from the Nets. I don't know if he's on the Nets anymore, but Jared Allen. That's 5 guys in the NBA right now that were Longhorns. And Jericho Sims will be the next one. I predict to be a top 10 pick next year. That's pretty bold. No one's really saying that about Jericho Sims, but man, every year he gets a little stronger. This year they have him as, where they have him at 245, 6'10", 245. This guy can dunk over anybody. He could block anybody. He could out-rebound anybody. He's going to average a double-double this year. Book it. The guy's strong, athletic. He's very fun to watch. A lot of games last year, he had 8 rebounds and 8 points, 6 rebounds instantly. First couple of minutes. He just gets the rebound and dunks over everybody. Really excited to watch him play, and having him with Greg Brown now. And the next guy I'm going to talk about, Kai Jones, who's my second favorite player on this team. Kai Jones, 6'11". He can shoot a little bit, a little more than, Sims isn't much of a shooter. He's more of a rebounder, dunker. Kai Jones, athletic, kind of reminds me of a little Kevin Durant, Texas Longhorn. He's not going to be Kevin Durant. Same body type. He could shoot a little bit, not as good a shooter as Kevin Durant. Hopefully in the future he will be. I think Kai Jones is going to be one of the better NBA players going forward in the future. He will have the best career going forward. That's also big production. I don't know about that, but we'll see. He's athletic. He's fun to watch. So that's Kai Jones, 6'11". He's going to be huge. I'm telling you, Kai Jones, Jericho Sims, Greg Brown, Royce Ham, got some big bodies there. Another guy, Will Baker here, sophomore, 6'11", 240, center, a little lefty. Last year, surprised everybody. He scored like 14 points in a game where we only had eight guys, and he made the start and he played well. So he showed us what he could do. He has the potential. He shoots a little too many threes for my liking. I think he has that big body. He can go down and post somebody up and do a little hook shot instead of just shooting threes. But hopefully he worked on that over the summer, and we'll see tonight. He might not get much playing time behind these guys, especially the next guy I'm going to talk about, Kamaka Hepa, a junior, stretch junior. He actually might be a senior. But this kid, injured last year, started the year injured, then he got injured later, but he played when we had 8 guys, and he got a lot of playing time as well. He's a stretch guy. He could shoot it. He's a corner 3 kind of guy, but he knows how to he could hold the ball. You can pass it to him. He could assist, rebound, and make a 3. So a guy that he's just going to work hard. Not the most athletic guy, not the strongest guy, not the best shooter, but he could do it all. And you can just tell that he's one of those teammates that everybody likes to be around, and really excited to see what he could do. He's going to be a bench guy, but having him and Royce Ham off the bench to back up and relieve Greg Brown and Jericho Sims if they get in foul trouble, these are guys they can come in and produce. Last guy, I say him for last, one of my favorite players, Brock Cunningham. He is just an absolute guy that you just have to have on the team. He's going to be the biggest cheerleader on the bench, a guy that everybody's rooting for, and he got a lot of playing time at the end of the year last year. I was excited to see what he'd do in the March Madness if we got there. A guy that just not the best shooter. You could see it. He's got probably the weirdest stroke you'll ever see, but he just outworks everybody. He's like 6'6", but he's out rebounding these centers. He gets in the right position. He knows how to assist, move the ball, and one of my favorite players on the team. So a lot of good stuff coming from this team. A lot of guys that if we could just stay healthy. Last year was one of those years. It was just no one stayed healthy on this team, and it really showed in the end because they ended up with losing straight there in the Big 12 Conference. A lot of teams just running over us late in the season, and we won a few games late. That would have pushed us right on the fringe of making the tournament, and it would have been exciting to see if we made it in. But things happened. COVID happened, and it is what it is. Hopefully this year they can play all their games safely. They don't have any postponements like the football team is having right now. They haven't played in a couple of weeks here. Missed the Kansas game, and hopefully play this week. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about that. Look out for more videos. I'm definitely gonna post a Warriors video probably this weekend. A lot of good moves. We had the draft last week, and excited about James Wiseman, Nico Mannion. So, all right, that's all I got. Hope you guys like it. Subscribe, tell your friends. Texas fans, let's get excited. Hook 'em.